What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp. This is Fightful.com, here with a name you know, and you probably know him because we interviewed him about 5 months ago for something that never happened, but this is happening, and it's here. EC3, how you doing?
SRS, hello.
The 252-pound EC3, according to Wikipedia.
According to Wikipedia, the thing you cannot source for a college paper because it's full of shit.
Well, here's the thing.
Sounds like the internet.
You can source it. It just won't go really well when you do.
Fair enough.
Also, Wikipedia currently lists you at 231 pounds. What is your weight right now?
Okay. My build weight, if I was performing on a wrestling exhibition show where I inflate my numbers, or my legitimate, where I stand right at this moment, weight. What do you think it is?
I'm going to say 225.
You would think. I'm like 210.
Really?
And I'm more jacked than I've ever been. I'm leaner than I've ever been. I eat a lot. Like, my weight, I feel it's twofold. One, I mean, I'm super lean. Like, I'm spaghetti. Like, I'm like disgusting. Just dried out. Fucking hot dog skin, rippling muscle, lean. But also, when I was younger, I had a surgery, so I have intestines missing, like 30% maybe, of my small intestines, or something like that. So I wonder if my weight doesn't carry over because I'm missing some organs.
Did you ever watch The Adventures of Pete and Pete?
Yeah, but not
me neither. But I remembered one episode where this kid was torturing one of them and took his spleen out to make weight for a wrestling tournament just so he could wrestle one of them. This is what, I mean, you were a spleen maybe away from 205 Live.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
I mean,
I probably don't have a spleen either. I think they took that out when they were down there. Like, I just need this appendix. Not if you want to keep your spleen. See ya. I don't know, maybe.
Well, I know one thing. He's still
all right.
Still
It's been great. See you, man. Thanks for
yeah. That was it. It was to find out EC3's weight. The new trusted voice in wrestling media. I found it out. That's all I needed. But
did we talk about that? We didn't talk about that on the air. So let me clue up your viewers. I had a. God, I don't want to say this. I had a friend in town, and I was telling him I'm doing Sean Ross Sapp's show, and he said, "Oh, Sean Ross Sapp?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, he's the new guy. He's the new trusted source in wrestling media. Not insert blank here because of that, or insert whatever because of this." It's like, "Oh, cool. I don't care."
I can tell you that you don't care. If you did, you would have been a stooge for all these years. But unfortunately, you weren't.
No. Like, the thing about it is, some people, if someone's livelihood depends on things,
sure.
I don't want to be the one. Like, I don't believe in and this is a terrible thing in wrestling, but like the high school mentality of just like talking behind people's backs and all that stuff. It doesn't interest me. It's disgusting. And like, there's two sides to every story too. So if I tell you what my side is, it's from a flawed perspective as opposed to someone else's version, then like you meet in the middle somewhere, and that's probably where the truth lies. But yeah, like I never felt an obligation to.
Yeah.
So yeah, you never got info from me.
That's often how I present
maybe one thing.
That's often how I would present stuff like that, though. I'd be like, okay, that's from a specific person, even though I couldn't often name them because WWE doesn't want me to talk to their people. But which is probably why I went directly to you for an interview instead of through them for an interview, because it wasn't going to happen otherwise.
I too do respect that you source multiple things that you report, which I don't think anybody does, but you, maybe.
I'm the only one. Nobody should go anywhere else.
Yeah, but you verify something before it's posted, and that's a huge amount of respect for that.
Well, good talking to you. Good talking to you. See you later.
All right.
You put me over. That's what we're here for. But you have been doing some things, I assume, during these last 90 days or so. You are now a free agent, or this week a free agent?
7/18/2020, I become free.
Okay.
And the very first thing I do when I become free is I'm going to get into a fight.
Okay.
But yeah, I've had a lot of repression, a lot of angst, a lot of rage, a lot of creative ideas, a lot of word vomit. Threw it on social media. People seem to love it or hate it. I don't care because I do it for myself. And yeah, we're going to take that show on the road and in a COVID world and see what happens.
Admittedly, I don't watch my own shows back. I know they're good. I don't have to watch them back. But somebody said, hey, you need to watch them back. And your videos keep popping up on our show.
You know why?
Why? Why is that?
All right. Operation Mockingbird. Have you ever heard of it?
Mock. Yeah. Yeah.
Except it's way more sinister than Dumb and Dumber.
Okay.
Operation Mockingbird was like if someone's going to fact check me, go to Wikipedia and tell me all the details I miss. Sorry, but this is just off the top of my head.
Just don't write a college paper about it afterwards.
No, I'm going to speak about it on a wrestling podcast.
Okay.
Operation Mockingbird was the CIA implanting people within the news media to tell the world things are happening, this, and this, and they have control over them. And so Operation Mockingbird to me now, all right, it's 2020. It's a shit sandwich. It's a disaster. Everyone's dividing you and everything's screaming at you. And this is this and this and this and this has happened. And I was like, what happens if I infiltrate wrestling media with a little bit of my high resolution propaganda videos? So they show up. No rhyme, no reason. You like them? Cool. You don't? I don't care. They're there though.
People did like them. People did like them. One popped up when somebody said, what do you think of EC3's videos? And I said, I don't know. And one popped up. It's kind of interesting there. And they have drawn comparisons to some stuff that we have seen on certain wrestling programs.
Example.
Impact Wrestling, Tuesdays.
Oh. Huh. Well, I don't know if you saw my retort to Impact Wrestling's.
I don't.
Teasing similar to mine.
I don't follow wrestling news, so I didn't.
Okay. All right. Well, let me lay it out for you. All right. So my gray wall of truth that lies over there where I do most of my venting, my ranting, my raving. Mm-hmm. I had their video airing on the wall of truth as I dissected it. And I am dressed similarly to the masked figure, unhooded, figure in their video, and they're drinking whiskey. So I poured a glass of whiskey for myself, and I sipped to it, watched the video, had to rehash the past, which I'm so sick of the past. It's all just dead, whatever. Yeah, someone's coming back, blah 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 blah. And I just got a little fed up, so I took the bottle of whiskey. It's like, you know what? I like to break shit now because I'm an angry dude, and I threw it against the wall. Bam! Then my new logo popped up. I stared at the camera like a dead-eyed badass. And I said, did I say anything in that one? I don't think I said anything. You have been warned. I might have said that. That's the catchphrase. But yeah, then what my video editor missed is I spit. So was that really me Impact Wrestling was portraying, or was that a shoddy imitation?
Spit on the opportunity.
Spit on the opportunity.
Interesting.
Coercing me with some video?
Quite frankly, there are still a lot of people that will hit me up and they'll say, can EC3 wrestle right now? Is he okay? Because we've not seen you wrestle since the end of September. Now, I've known about your physical status for a while, but you hadn't popped up. I mean, you say you want to get into a fight. Are you, physically cleared to get into a fight?
As physically cleared as I'll ever be, I guess you could say. Yes, I had to. It's actually a career marred by injuries. Herniated discs in my back, 4 or 5 knee surgeries, torn bicep, tore my pec, just taped it back together. A lot of wear and tear from doing what we do and dropping our heads and things. That was the hardest injury I've ever had to come back from. So,
And I mean, how do you feel physically now? Because I mean, I know what the injury was. I've personally experienced one similar to that, and I went through my own set of things, and it can be very tough to come back from, especially considering what you do and the schedule that you would normally keep.
it was, yeah, the physical challenge was one thing, but the physical challenge, like with the rehab with the knee injury, you see progress on the day-to-day basis. You improve, even if it's very slowly. There's always improvement. With that, a lot of it was mental, and it's hard to improve when it's just not coming back together. So, at this juncture, I mean, I've tested myself in sparring. How do I feel physically? I mean, I look fucking great. I mean, I look fantastic, but I'm also very functioning highly physically. Like I move real well now. But I'd say that hasn't been tested because the only way to test it is to actually do it. And I haven't been free enough to do it till 7/18/2020. So that is the very first thing I'm going to do. I could get my block knocked right off and never fight again, wrestle, or good to go.
You keep saying 7/18/2020. Are you flying to Fight Island to fight in UFC this weekend? Is that what you're doing?
No.
I mean, I had to throw it out there. I mean, you never know.
Is that I thought it was last week.
They've got 3 events this week. They got to fill that ESPN deal.
They have a full card.
They had
No,
Saturday, Wednesday, and then Saturday again.
Though I think out of any pro wrestler that just jumped into the UFC at first, I do moderately okay. No, I'm not fighting on the UFC card. I'm more,
Yourself.
yeah, like I'm not going to fight. Yes. I've been fighting for others for so
suits.
long, right?
Fighting for suits.
Been fighting for corporate people. I've been fighting for suits. I've been fighting for fans. But I've never fought for myself. So the opportunity, if Dana White said, "There's $1.5 million, come fight here," I'd say, okay. But then again, I'm fighting for somebody else. I'm fighting for monetary gain. One thing I've never fought is for myself. And that fight begins 7/18/2020.
Well, if it's UFC, they're probably giving you $5,000 and some Reebok gear, so I don't think you're going to take that one. You've had
Reebok's better than Tap Out.
Well, they're going to Venom now. Which, I mean, at least they're in the business of MMA, but you've got plenty of fuel for motivation, so to speak. Where did your injury play into that? Because, I mean, there's plenty of things from you, from the way that you did or didn't appear on WWE programming to your injury to the release. There's a lot of stuff that you can use as fuel for motivation. I don't necessarily want you to put a percentage on it, but put a percentage on it. Like, what motivates you to what degree?
It would be very easy to put a percentage on it, but I think that's an old mentality. So a lot of what I'm preaching now is controlling your narrative, fighting for myself, becoming free. And I think when you harp on the past, when you look to the past, when you use the past, I mean, there was this one time WWE fired me, and I was so just livid. I'm like, I'm going to make myself the biggest possible star I possibly can in the shortest amount of time, and they're going to call me and come back.
And they did.
Right. So, like, I look at it this time, in addition to the injury, I was not a happy person. Very, not mad, sad, constantly. I did not like day-to-days. The injury had a big part of it, especially the mental aspect. Like, it was not easy. But, I mean, okay, so I got a raw deal. Who hasn't? Like, I had all the opportunity. I could have done all this, but who cares? Like, it's the past. Fuck the past. Fuck nostalgia. It's enough of that shit. All right? I could use it as motivation to go forward and make myself an even bigger star, which I will do. or I can forget it and I can finally do something for myself, which I have yet to do, not only in my career, but in my life.
So you said that it
Do you
wasn't...
beat me? I was just in the moment. I don't know the cuss. Do you beat me?
Did I beat you?
No, beep. Will you beat me?
Beep? What do you mean beep you?
Because I said the F word twice. But
I don't care. I'm not beeping you.
Yeah, okay.
Why would I beep you? Come on. That's in the past. I'm not worried about the past. But you say that your last run wasn't for, I want to say your last run outside of WWE wasn't for you, but it did an awful lot for you.
It did. And there was a feeling with it, like I mentioned, fighting for suits. I don't know if Dixie wore a pantsuit or not, but, fighting for the corporate mentality or for a corporation. I was very, one thing, not only angst-driven and fueled to get back at people, but I was also, I was desperate for a home, I didn't feel like I had a home. And I'm a loyal person, almost to a fault. And so when it came to TNA and then Impact, I very much wanted to fly the flag as much as I possibly could, be the best team player I possibly could. And it was a great mentality because that helped me get to where I was, and then I helped them, hopefully, and helped fans with stuff they'll remember, hopefully. But now, the world is different. You've changed. We've all changed. 2020. If you are the same as when this year started, you have failed yourself because so much has happened and so much realization. Whether it doesn't matter what you believe, everything is different, and you realize that now. And you're not in control, no matter what. Whether you agree with wearing masks or you agree with it sounds like constitutional right, you're allowed to agree or disagree. I don't care. But you're not in control. Someone's telling you can't open your business, or I need to keep people quarantined and safe, but I need to pay. Like, you're not in control.
Did you feel like you were in control during your WWE run?
No.
At all, it seems.
Oh, God, no. It would have been great.
I mean...
I'm the most creative guy in wrestling.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And...
No. You're in control of certain aspects, but
sure.
Another thing about it, and then I realized that going back, that there would be you would have to sacrifice ingenuity, freedoms for hopefully more money. And
surely not that much, though.
No, I'm be fine. But I didn't feel in control at all. It's impossible to feel in control.
And you have a guy in Jon Moxley who was atop of WWE, who is now atop of AEW, who when he felt many of the same things that you felt and left, got on a podcast and said, yeah, I was really excited to be in the ring with a guy like him, and said very nice things about you. At the time when you hear that, does that boost morale for you, or does that reduce it because you know that it's probably not going to change anything?
I would say, because I have such a high amount of respect and admiration for him as a performer and a person, that it would boost morale. Honestly, it was
just a wrestling match. It wasn't a fight.
There was a victory within it, because no matter who heard that, at least people who may have believed in me and why it was going so bad, at least it made sense. Because I am not the person to voice complaints loudly on the internet. I'm not one of the many people on the roster who just bitch on social media, misspelled Instagram posts. Like, that's cool if you want to do it. I never would do that. Because A, I think it's a terrible look. And then B, I think you're an idiot, because do better. So at least for one aspect, I could say, at least some people know something was up that day. And that's the kindest words from a fucking guy I would love to just have a knockdown bloodbath with someday, rolling around in Type glass and chainsaws and whatever, or having a good, standard wrestling match, whatever. But a compliment for him, and then at least some people are like,
So you mentioned,
but it doesn't matter. It didn't change anything.
It didn't change anything. I mean, but
it gave me,
about once a year, you hear conversation. Well, not once a year, but I mean, there have been some pretty momentous ones. CM Punk speaking out, Jon Moxley speaking out, because those were guys that weren't always viewed as not given opportunities, not being in control. A lot of people viewed them as being in control, but they were like, it wasn't even enough. Even being in control might not have been enough. Does that put any hesitation in your mind as you're telling people to control their own narrative? That in the past, some people that haven't been able to necessarily change that for themselves.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, those are two high-level performers at like the highest level, and they weren't handed anything. Those are two guys that earned it from the bottom to the top. Yeah. But I guess for the control your narrative aspect, I'm just trying to see which way this word bomb is going to spew. Maybe it goes left, maybe it goes right. I'm trying to piece it together in my head before
I'm ready for a contradictory headline either way.
I didn't realize how miserable of a human being I was when I didn't have control. I had no idea, personally, how bad I was inside, having no outlet of creativity that I love, that I had no way to express this. I mean, there's ways I could have put videos on the internet, still under contract. I could have knocked on office doors more to go nowhere and endless roundabout conversations, but I wasn't on TV, so I couldn't. But it's just, I didn't realize how bad I was mentally until I was mid-yoga session. I had a phone call from Drake Maverick, and I ignored it. And then the second after I ignored that call, I got a call from WWE office. I'm like, oh, he got fired, and so am I.
So you knew before you answered the phone.
Well, I mean, it made sense. I was just like, oh, we're getting fired because I mean, something's got to give with the COVID. It was like XFL was sweet, right? Jeez.
It was pretty sweet. It was
actually
pretty sweet.
I liked it too. I actually really enjoyed it.
Really enjoyed it.
It was never had the chance to even show what it can do.
But, you know, I was like, oh yeah, of course, I'm very easy to spill. I'm making good money and I don't do anything. But I have the conversation, and I'm fairly close with who had to fire me. And he was like bent out of shape. He's probably having the worst day ever because he's got to just chop all these heads and like it's fine. It's okay. All right. Thank you. Because in theory, I probably would have, if there wasn't a quarantine and a pandemic, I would have not been the guy to post on social media, all the risk for my release and do it. I would have been straight as a man and would have asked 100%. But then there's a pandemic, so I'm like, oh, I mean, my parents have a business that's probably going to go belly up because of them shutting down the economy. So maybe I need to stick it out a little bit longer while I'm getting this money. And that didn't matter. But so, long story short, I hope I'm not Dan Severn out there.
Did you win an NCAA title in the 60s too? Yeah,
no. Until I hung up. And I remember the first time I got fired and I was just like lost. I was at the gym and it's in the middle of lap pull-downs. And like this time I'm just like finished yoga, just went right back to it. And that's not like a workout where you can be intense.
Yes.
Like, I was just like, my mind was calm. And I was like, feel pretty good. And then I go back to my phone and, you know, words gotten out and it's like, whatever. But this stupid astrology app I have had a notification pop up. And it was, you're becoming the person you were always supposed to be. Right when I read that. I was like, okay, well, all right, we'll see. And at the same time, this whole thing, I pitched it once in NXT and never got a response. Then I got called up with a concussion. Whoops. And so this is like this idea, it's not an idea. This is me. This is true to my life. It's changed a lot with COVID because it's kind of really brought it out to a different limelight. But this is something I've always wanted to do. And I was, God, if I pitch it to them, it's going to suck. And I'm going to lose my mind. Like, I just watched The Fiend lose the Goldberg at Saudi. Like, that guy put so much work into the most creative thing I've ever seen. And then it just gets thrown away. And I'm like, but I got to do something. So I pitch this beginning. I mean, the same thing that I released when I got fired, the first video, was the pitch with my entire verbalized pitch, which is insane if you actually read it. But I filmed that day.
I was going to ask if that existed before or after.
Before I got fired, I filmed it on my couch.
Oh.
Isn't that cool? And then I
It's
filmed...
like 2 hours?
Yeah, it was 2 hours probably. And I filmed an earlier version that I pitched, and then there was a Raw at the Performance Center. I went there and like, oh, come on, everyone loved it. It's great. Oh, I'm smart. Whatever. But it's ironic enough that, so I'm like, I'm sitting on this sweet video, this sweet pitch. At first, it wasn't even about this character. It was 90 days of freedom to do what I want with a wrestling character, how I want it. Let's see where it goes, because someday someone else is gonna get their hands on it, and like it'll be manipulated, and it won't be as true to my vision, which is okay, because that's what happens to some extent. But it was also a 90-day exhibition in showing how broken WWE creative process is. If I, with a buddy and a Sony handheld, some cool music, can do more than
With a brick wall.
than you can do with every person. Like, let's see.
Was there the fear of perhaps, on our show we call it getting Mojo Rawley'd, where he did a selfie promo? It was very, very good. It was awesome. And WWE started to have every single person on their roster do selfie promos, not realizing that it was good because Mojo Rawley was very good in it, not because it was a selfie promo.
Mojo, 69, goofball, party dude. When he gets into like a promo sometimes, he's incredible.
He's one of the best
that's why I
actors
was
on the
good. You're
roster.
right. Yeah. Because I'm not there, No, but yeah. So then, of course, it's the same thing with like cinematic matches now.
There you go.
The second we had one that went pretty decent, now we're just gonna yes.
We're gonna dilute it and dilute it and dilute it.
It's a dilution. But hell, I don't have to film 9 hours of content every week, so what do I know? Nothing. Besides,
It's their fault for filming 9 hours of content.
I mean, it could be worse. You could have been at WWE headquarters from 8 a.m. until midnight filming a Money in the Bank match that got stopped for 2 hours because somebody came in and said, "Why aren't people wearing masks?" That could have happened. Yeah. Most people don't.
Dozer won though. Good for him.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Now he's not on TV.
What?
Now he's not on TV.
Why?
I don't want to speculate. There's a lot of stuff obviously out there right now, so I hope he's healthy and all. But you mentioned being at the Performance Center for some of the Raws and stuff, and they let you all go after WrestleMania. Were you there for any of the filming of WrestleMania?
The actual WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I was there for the Raw that would have aired after WrestleMania.
Okay.
They shot before WrestleMania.
I wondered, since you're a pretty big dude, if they were going to try to have you catch Gronk, from his 2-foot fall.
No, I would have been, nope. Oh, sorry, Gronk. I'm kind of excited to see what he can do in Tampa with Brady. It's interesting.
Well, hopefully it's a lot better than
No,
what
and
he did
Mojo's
in
my
WWE.
buddy, so I'm not going to hurt his best friend.
Yeah. That's a good point. So we talked about the release. How soon after that did companies hit you up? Or because, I mean, it's a unique situation right now because there are no shows. And they know that they got to wait 90 days no matter what.
Yeah. There was feelers close to the respected amount of time people think you need to come off the disappointment of you getting fired when it's actually the most liberating and exciting thing to happen to you in your entire life. So
I immediately messaged you and said, let's bury some people on YouTube.
Like, who?
I buried him and put him over.
Who? Why?
Well, here's the thing.
Let
me just specify. I don't care who you bury as long as it's somebody.
Let's bury Shira.
Let's bury Mahabali Shira, who...
No.
He's real bad. Were you around when they had everybody do that goddamn Shira shake backstage at TNA?
Oh, it's terrible. I saw it live.
It was miserable.
Terrible.
Funny story.
Impact
days, back when I was running Roughshod King of the Jungle, swinging the D around. We had a show that was on my birthday, and I was in the last match, and we were winding down, and then big surprise party. Like, the boys came out to you. Hey, he's coming out of their spud. Everyone's coming out. James Storm latched on for some reason because he knew he was going to get over or whatever. And then they put me in a chair. And then they all just look, because they know how much this would excite me. They all look at the entrance and they point. And then out comes Shearer doing the shake. And I'm just like, you little rascals, you got me. You got me. And then he's shaking it, and I'm shaking it, and then it was fun. So, God, wrestling was fun.
He is allegedly
Was that the Stunner Party where the ring crew carried you in the back?
No, because I was a good guy.
Oh, okay.
Stunner Party was before I was.
He is allegedly only 29 years old, and I don't know if I believe it.
I didn't hear that one.
I said he is supposedly only 29 years old, but I think it's one of those Danny Almonte Little League World Series situations where he's actually 42.
Our time's limited. Do you want to waste it? Sure.
I mean, okay, good point. So
I was telling you something too before we jumped in there about other companies. Oh,
sure.
Yeah. Oh, holy hell! Who knew what the world's going to be like? COVID.
Yes.
No fans. Like, it's hard to make, even from a perspective. Like, I don't want to. I mean, I have a feeling this will be over in November for some reason.
Yeah.
That. Who would know? I don't know. Operation Mockingbird. It's easy guess. But like, I don't want to commit without knowing what the landscape will be, and that's what sucks. Because I mean, if you think about coming off getting fired in a normal time, EC3, red hot new character, hot shaved head, sexy ass facial hair, burner promos, smoking everybody, just destroying everybody in the industry. Best of all time at this time. Oh, I'd have been red hot, just cashing. There's an 8x10. There's a t-shirt from freec3.com. Control your narrative. So that sucked. Plus, I've been dying to work, so that's why I'm getting into a fight the exact second I'm free to, fighting immediately, 7/18/2020. But yeah, so all right, what's the landscape? All right, there's kind of some people in there. These places are kind of, I mean, everyone's doing their best to get by, but yeah, why? It's a weird time.
And last year, for example, we saw a pretty good landscape. There was competition brewing. Anderson and Gallows signed these $700,000 deals. All of a sudden, bam, released. You had Rhino last year getting offered double his downside guarantee, going to WWE saying double that and maybe we'll talk. Now he looks like the smartest guy in the room because he for sure would have been on the chopping block. No offense to him, but that's the way WWE operates. Like, he would have been there. Like, he saved himself a lot of trouble, established himself elsewhere. Does this volatile landscape keep you from wanting to do something long term, or are you okay with the idea of maybe doing that?
I truly want to fight for myself and wherever that opportunity to present itself is the best. I want to bend the rules. I want to break them. I don't want anything standard. I don't want to conform into anything. I want to be a completely different entity than anything that's going on. Like, I love what everyone does. Everyone's great. Everyone's talented. I want to be different. And a long-term deal maybe is comforting knowing, hey, you have a paycheck coming every week, but it's not satisfactory to what I want to do. So, having said that, I can't do what I intend to do getting engaged and married right now. I need to.
Makes a lot of sense. So you'd mentioned the past being the past. I kind of want to
Nostalgia's dead. Nostalgia is a crutch. Nostalgia is a curse. I'm sick of that shit.
I want to put a bow on your past. So never talk about your past again in interviews, please. But there are a few names that I want to mention and kind of get your feelings on them. Sonny Kiss is going to face Cody on Wednesday. You were a part of...
really?
Yeah, for the TNT title. You were a part of one of his first viral moments. Like, you all had a match years ago. And I mean...
You knew about that?
Yeah, that's where I discovered
by now that thing would have... I thought that really would have been something people... I mean, maybe it got out there and people talked about it and just news cycle ended, but yeah.
Sitting at 100,000 views right now.
Oh, it should have 1 million. Do you know the story behind that?
I don't know the story behind that.
Okay. I'll tell it. I was at this whatever indie. I think I was right when I still could do a little bit of indie stuff with TNA before they exclusively signed me to a big money deal. Yeah, they had those. I go to the show. I did a seminar, and it's just something I like to do at indie shows. It's not super a cash grab, but I mean, it's $25, $50, whatever the promoter wants to charge. And I just kind of I'll run through little drills, but who cares about wrestling drills? Let's get to what's really important about wrestling. Promos, matches, storytelling, psychology, stuff like that. Let's watch some stuff. And if I give them one good thing, they get their money's worth. If I give them 20 bad things, they learn 20 bad things to do. They got their money's worth. Whatever. But Sonny was there, and just an impressive athlete, doing all the I can't do any of that. That's great. Doing his deal. He wasn't in character yet, so I didn't know the extent of his character, his persona, so to speak. And so I'm sitting there watching the show like I always do, like a miserable piece of crap. And then his match comes on, and this place, it wasn't packed. It was a very lightly sparse crowd. But the second he came out there, that place was rocking. I was like, whoa. Just seeing that. And it wasn't he sold all the tickets. These people came to see him. And he had this, if they didn't come to see him, they were coming back to see him. Because he just came out doing his thing. I'm like, holy hell, this dude's got something. Wow. He's real cool. All right. So I watched the match. Pretty good. Show goes to intermission. I'm putting together whatever I'm doing in the main event. But whatever we were doing, it was going to leave the fans. Felt flat. They just didn't feel like that's not at the end of a show. I'm like, all right. After this match, send Sonny Kiss out there and tell him to just listen to me. Okay. So I'm doing the match, and then we're done. Flat. I start ranting and raving. There's somebody in the back, whatever. I don't remember how it went down. Because comes Sonny Kiss, and he doesn't know why. He's kind of real. Comes out there, and I don't remember verbatimly what I did, but I kind of get close to him. I'm gonna low blow you. Don't sell it. When I get up, give me a big kiss. Bend me down.
Amazing.
Like, all right. So talk junk to him. Yes, my show. Blah 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 blah. Wham! Hit him. Yeah, got him. And I look up, and he's just no selling it, giving me the old finger. I think I could be wrong. There's actual video, so I don't want to over-embellish. Gives me a finger, grabs me, lays it on me, and I bomb. Holy hell. Place goes crazy. Everyone's happy, and now he's a star. So
the only reason I watched the last season of Lucha Underground is because of Sonny Kiss being so entertaining. So that was
very, very talented. So I'm glad he's doing well. I actually DM'd him at the last AEW show because he was next to, I didn't notice, I know who it is now, but he was next to this brunette. I was like, oh, what's that brunette? They showed, I was like, oh, geez.
Who was the brunette?
Oh.
Well, okay. I wanted to bring up a couple more things from your past, including a brunette. Are you aware of the national coin shortage right now?
I'm not.
There's a national coin shortage. Like when you go to Kroger or places like that, they won't give you coins back. Does that make you regret giving Nikki Bella so much change?
Not so much the coin shortage as much as how I think silver maybe was a good investment.
Fair point.
I mean, that's what the old timers on the news tell me every commercial break.
Man,
what a good segment.
It was. All that stuff was great. That was the only stuff I would go and watch on that show.
Why do you think it was good?
I mean, probably because Brie Bella wrote the whole thing. Brie Bella wrote all those segments. I think that's what happened. And thankfully, she grabbed a couple rookies and Nikki and led them through it by the hand.
Sweetheart.
So you say you're doing this run for yourself, but it's really to just pay her back for all the guidance.
Listen, I have a public persona, and then I have my private business. You know me too well. That's why you're my co-cell.
Another name, obviously, you're connected to, Drake Maverick. A lot of people expected, once all this happened, that you and him would be doing something together. What that might be, who the hell knows, but something. I constantly refer to your match with him in the UK where he's upside down and you scream at him, "Where's your mom? Where's she sitting?" A thing that I have shouted at countless people to find out where their moms are sitting. But
I said that to him at his wedding. Hey, where's your mom? Where's she sitting?
Was he hanging upside down too?
No, he was sweating bullets.
So, sweat instead of blood, same thing. But that didn't end up being the case. He's back in WWE. Your thoughts, feelings, emotions?
I think, NXT is awesome and fun. So hopefully they use him to his capabilities as a storyteller and veteran presence and talent that could help mold the generation of people that might not get it yet. So he's awesome. If it was a different world and it was free to try something else, I would have been excited to see what he really could do. But at the same time, in this world, in this climate, NXT's cool, and they'll let him be him. So, the guy pissed his pants for that company, like for real, pissed his pants. That wasn't the thing malfunctioned. Did you know this?
I don't think I did. I think maybe I had heard it, but
I guess I'm free. I can do what I want. Yeah. Someone had the great idea. They pisses his pants, sent him out there with a malfunctioning
pant pisser. That's what they call it.
Whatever. Didn't work. So watch him. Like he's such a professional. Is he gonna be mad at me for telling this story?
No, not at all. Go ahead.
He's such a professional. He just in the back of his mind, and he's very paranoid. If I need a full tank just in case I actually have to pee my pants for it.
That's amazing.
And he did. What a hero.
Pro.
Who makes someone do that? Who makes someone do that? Okay, I would have done it. I'll pee my pants right now. I don't care. But
you should.
In fact, I peed my pants at his bachelor party just to say that's how good of a brother I am. But
did that end up getting sponsored by Blue Chew, by the way?
We got a supply of it, but nobody needed it because it was a dude fest.
Oh my God, amazing!
And then I don't know if we could ever do anything with him. He's a joke. Why is he a joke? Because he peed his pants. Who made him?
Yeah.
Who the? Well, whatever. Control your narrative.
I need to control my hair here. 4-time WWE 24/7 champion EC3.
Oh, I can give it flying shit.
Why don't you have like the replica up there on your you get the replica of that?
Every time I won it, I was closer to.
I mean, you won it though 4 times, so you should get 4.
I will say I did win it in the Philippines, and I think I'm the first WWE superstar to win a title in the Philippines.
I feel like you were the first yeah, I think you were the first. No, somebody won it in like Germany. Jinder won it in Germany, but yeah, they had the spot in the Philippines, and then you won it in China and Honolulu.
It's almost like every match was.
Damn, I didn't even see where the hell was the first time. Where was the first one? That's way up here.
Everett,
Washington.
The internet age has really exposed this.
It was Everett, Washington, the first place you won it. So obviously the most exotic of those 4 locations.
I remember that now because of.
You wanted to roll up in the entranceway.
Yeah, gave him the deal. No, but I had a great couple day trip to Seattle.
Nice,
beautiful lady, and we had a nice time. And I blew it.
Did you take her to see the Twin Peaks site? The
no,
waterfall
but my buddy here got married there.
Really?
Yeah, I got married there.
Yeah,
I got married over the waterfall.
Damn.
That was the last time she was really a cool person to be around, too. That was the last good day.
Listen, we're going to need some whiskey if we're going to get into this shit.
I mean,
this is the best interview you've ever done.
I mean, yeah, of course. Of course.
With me.
Well, yeah. So I've been keeping my eye. I see you're growing your Facebook. You're doing a lot of different things on social.
Yeah, like Facebook. All right. It's a mass propaganda tool, right? It's the worst. It's the most censored, but everybody's on it. I had no presence there whatsoever. Victor Luis, some guy who wants to run my social media, he's like, oh, Facebook, you can do all these cool things with monetizing content and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so like me on Facebook. Also, because the fake EC3 account that never responds to me when I DM them, trying to co-brand, but my dad still shares their shit.
Is that the free EC3
He shares
one?
their shit, and I tell him, stop sharing fake me, because every time you share it, and my aunts are liking fake me, and then your friends are liking fake me, and they're not liking the real me.
It has more likes than yours, doesn't it? It does.
Yeah, but to be fair, fake me was better at putting content up on Facebook till now.
Fake EC3, he's going to watch this interview. I hope that he chops.
I don't know. I don't think he likes me. I think he role presents me, and he was just
3 or 4 fake EC3s on Twitter too. There's a lot of it.
It's the black picture.
Yes,
though, man. Yeah, I think he just inherited me in a role play game.
Yeah,
and doesn't even know who the hell I am.
And must be very good at it, apparently.
No, he tries to write it like how I write it. It's
hilarious.
It's so see-through.
So
it's like I know what a thesaurus
is. Everybody get a handle on your narrative.
You what?
Handle on your narrative.
It's got a real handle on my narrative.
You can't control your own narrative. Like the whole thing. Oh, man. So anything else you want to let the people know before we wrap up?
No, I think I gave them 3 excellent behind-the-scenes stories. I think I gave them enough information that they can pick apart and speculate wildly, and at the same time, quote their theories as facts, because that's what people tend to do.
Yeah.
No, I don't it was honest. It was forthright. I think we had a good talk. I'm really, freedom, 7/18/2020. I can't stress this enough. I'm going to get into a fight. I am going to get into a fight immediately upon becoming free. Because only through fighting can you free yourself. Because only can you destroy your past by defeating your ultimate enemy, which is yourself. How you deal with disappointment, defeat, disaster, that's what defines you as a person. Well, we've all been through it. We're all going through it now. Join me, this COVID anti-hero, on this journey to freeing yourself. It's not about freeing EC3. It's about freeing insert your name. I'm just doing it my way. You've been lied to your whole life. Corporations, media, politicians, religions, love. Am I wrong?
I
No more authority. No, you know I'm right.
I don't lie to
There is
people.
no authority. Yeah. That's a good point. You have been warned. God, like the catchphrase is good. Right. Right. This shit, like genius. Like Edgar Allan Poe over here. No, but all right, yeah. It's good stuff. And I'm enjoying doing it because it's something I believe in and it's who I am. So if you like it, cool. If you don't, that's fine. I respect your opinion. I respect your freedom to make a decision. And do people know what injury we were talking about? Or are we just kind of leaving it blank?
I mean,
I think
it's out there.
Okay.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
You haven't confirmed it.
Yes, it was a concussion. Then there was a second one. Then I got called up. Then I got another one. It sucked.
And I've talked to you in the past that you've had various well before this.
Probably. But that last one was the worst one. And I will say, though, there was a lot of care given and like therapy and like there's physical therapy for the brain. So it was pretty humbling and interesting. So, but it was fucking hard, man. But I mean, it happened. Like, what do we? It's the truth.
Well, guys, I'm going to tell you, stay tuned to Fightful because wherever he fights, we're gonna
You'll be full of watching it.
Yeah, you damn right.
Make sure you follow my stupid Facebook. All right.
Check out his Facebook. Check out his Twitter. Until next time, guys, we're out.
If you are going to truly evolve, you have to admit who you are. Not just to yourself, to everyone. You were happy once. You were accomplished, proud, loved. But your past does not dictate your future. It doesn't matter who you were as a person, how good you were, how nice, how caring, how professional. When you've been beaten down long enough, that person is never coming back. Now, there isn't a part of your body or your psyche that hasn't been wounded, covered in scars. You must break every attachment to your past to liberate your future, because only after your destruction can you be resurrected. Become the person you were always supposed to be. Without pain, without regret, without betrayal, without sacrifice, you have nothing. And you've sacrificed your body, your soul, your mind, twice. You had to perish in your previous form to be reborn, something transcendent. You will become free. You will enter your final form. You will finish what you started. You have been warned.
You're real proud of yourself, aren't you?
It's a good one, right?
It was very good.
It's funny because how we finished the conversation and then I slipped that one in and I kind of told the story. I don't know if you know this, but we're making movies, pal. Telling stories, brother. Okay? And that is the story of NXT.
Yeah, that's the 1% D story.
Think about that. Every little dumb word said from my heart. I wrote it. I'm more than just a jacked up genius sicko. I'm like a savant. The narrator crafted perfect storytelling. And he also, I don't know if you hear the music in the background. Mm-hmm. We have pretty much a Hans Zimmer level composer scoring our shit.
Who the hell is Hans Zimmer?
That's top 1%.
That's top 1%. The top 1% was still alive.
Had to look up Hans Zimmer.
You see,
Hans Zimmer's still alive. Just saying.
Sacrifice your body, your mind. You sacrifice your body, your soul, your mind twice. You understand?
I do.
Wow.
I do. I'm a little pissed off that
Ooh,
you pulled that off, but
finish what you started. I hate doing something and not finishing it. It drives me. I mean, it used to because I hate, I don't worry about the past anymore. But now it still gets me. Yeah. So it's a good video. There's 4.
There are, and they are
all very good. New Japan. You should have made one from NWA. You should have made one from WWE. I'm 1.5 men.
NWA, I think you'd want to make more than $250 a month. Anyway, until next time, guys, thank you so much for your time, EC3. We're out.
Best joke of the day. That was like